Thank you guys for tuning back into Brodown. I'm your friendly neighborhood Bobuck. I'm here with my co-host Mad Dog Mike, and today we're going to do some things a little different. Today we're just going to talk about issues going on in America and things that we think are the main problems in today's society. But before we get into that, we're going to go with gaming news. I'm going to head it over to Mad Dog Mike.
As usual, it's me with gaming news. So apparently the PlayStation 5 has released some concrete details. It's supposed to be AMD driven. I'm not quite sure when it's going to drop though. You know, some people spectate that it's going to be by the end of 2019. I strongly disagree.
Really?
Because usually they announce it like a year in advance.
Yeah.
So I'm more pushed to say that it's going to be 2020. But Sony did say that, this is a quote from Sony, that the PlayStation 4 consoles, both PS4 Slim and Pro and Gen 1, for those who are still running that, are officially reaching the end of their life cycle. So inevitably that would mean that they're going to have to bring something new. Would you agree?
Absolutely. I think it's more realistic to think that it's going to come out late 2020. Probably a little right before Black Friday. Maybe do like a special Black Friday Brondaroo for you South Park fans.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be... I think it's going to be right around the same price as a PlayStation 4 in all honesty. Because as you know, the PlayStation 3 was actually more expensive than the PlayStation 4 when it dropped.
Was it really? I'm not quite certain on price points.
Yeah, the PlayStation 3 was $100 more expensive than the 360.
Well, I think with Xbox trying to get out of the market... they want to focus more on their Microsoft Office and their processors more than releasing actual products.
Maybe they'll drop a gaming computer.
They very well might. Microsoft might actually make their own version of a gaming computer. I think that they will.
I think they
should
definitely focus more on the PC gaming community than. No offense to any Xbox players, but I feel like they would do much better in a PC community.
Probably. I think the PCs would be OP as hell, though.
Absolutely, because there are so many different things you can do to a PC to make it outperform any console. I mean, if you think about it, the PCs that were out whenever the PlayStation 3 was out were equivalent to a PlayStation 4. PlayStation 4 is out, the consoles... PS4 is out, the consoles are equivalent to what, was back, PlayStation 3 era.
Right.
So their consoles are always like a generation behind PCs, I think, at least.
Yeah, absolutely, with graphics and with processing power. But the point I was going to make is that with Xbox moving more into that genre, I think PlayStation is going to dominate, obviously, the console market, and this is their first step into doing that.
I completely agree. PlayStation, I mean, you get so many exclusives in PlayStation, like Black Ops, for example. They give you everything, I think it's a week or so, before it drops to Xbox.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize that. I know that their exclusive games are much better. Like, I love playing Spider-Man. The Last of Us, Until Dawn was phenomenal.
Those were good. And then, I mean, Xbox does have a good one. They have Gears.
Yeah, but when was the last time they made a Gears game?
I heard they were making one.
Are they?
That's what I heard, but I mean, it's all speculation.
And Halo's all... Nobody knows how it's going to be with this new Halo game coming out because it has a new developer. It's either going to be, hit or miss. It's not Bungie making it. It's not Halo 3.
Boy. Well, Bungie was kind of destroying the game anyway.
Yeah.
After 3, it was... I lost interest.
There'll never be another Halo 3.
No, absolutely
It was phenomenal.
Absolutely agree with you on that one. Let's go ahead and move into what's going on in today.
I think a major problem with, Americans today and what's going on in America is that we focus on the wrong thing. I think as a people, we like to focus on what's that issue going on with that kid. I'm not 100% sure of his name. I've just read over the story in passing. It's this homosexual male.
Okay.
And he's hitting or trying to get in, DMs of straight YouTubers.
Okay.
that's what we're focusing on. That's what everybody's upset about.
Why are people upset about this?
It beats me. People are so triggered by the slightest thing, that saying he's a YouTube star, he shouldn't, be hitting on straight men, it's inappropriate. First off, if you're a homosexual, that's fine. Nobody gives a shit. You do you.
Exactly. I completely agree with that.
And if you want to hit on a straight guy, go for it. There's so many straight guys that are closeted anyway that you never really know.
Exactly. And especially in today's world, everybody's kind of, don't get me wrong, lately it's been, people have been more open about themselves, which is definitely nice.
Yeah.
I'd rather someone tell me straight up, yo, I'm gay, rather than be, come out of the closet 3 years later after I just, I thought I knew them and now everything in my perspective changed on them. Not in a negative way, just as, what else have you been hiding from me kind of thing.
Right. Honesty is always the best policy. You should always be straight up. You should always be who you are. You should never be afraid to, put yourself out there. Obviously you're always going to have some assholes that are going to hate on you, but, who gives a shit?
Exactly.
At the end of the day,
you do
you. Exactly. It's America. Mm-hmm. It's one of the only places in the world where you can do whatever you want to do within guidelines, obviously. We have laws, and not get arrested for it. If you're a homosexual over in the Middle East,
they'd kill you for it.
They'd kill you.
Exactly.
So I don't understand why, as Americans, we're focusing on other people's lives. Like, why are the Kardashians as famous as they are?
I have no idea. I don't really care about the Kardashians.
I don't care about the Kardashians either, but there's some people that obsess over them. They need to know what's going on in their lives. Like, worry about what's going on with your life. I think that's one of the biggest problems in America right now.
And I completely agree with that, man. People are way too focused on other people rather than being focused in on themselves. I think Americans today need to find out who they are before they judge others for what they are.
100%. And people don't know who they are.
Exactly.
You have people that are so wrapped up in video games and social media and what's going on in the world, but not in a world news kind of way, not about wars and politics. They're worried about, who the baby mama is on Maury Popoff.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I don't quite understand it. It's I understand people casually watch it here and there, but like if you are like binge watching it and just like, oh my gosh, I can't wait, I have to know it, dude. You got to focus on your own life first.
100%. I'm not saying that reality TV is bad.
No, not by any
I
means.
enjoyed Jersey Shore, but I enjoyed it as entertainment.
Exactly.
I wasn't worried about what was going on in DJ Pauly D and Snooki's life.
Yeah, exactly.
At all.
I don't think I watched it here and there, but I didn't go stalk their Twitter.
Yeah, no, not. It's just ridiculous. I think that's one huge problem. Also, I think
gun control is a major issue in today's world as well.
It is, and that's a real dicey topic, especially with all the shootings in the schools that we have going on.
And the concerts.
The
movie theaters.
It's ridiculous. There's so much hate and there's no reason for it.
I completely agree. I believe that, some people are just messed up and they shouldn't have firearms. But I believe that it is our right to bear arms. And I don't mean the ones you're born with. I mean firearms, If they got rid of all semi-automatic, for those who don't know what a semi-automatic is, it's not a gun that you pull the trigger and it keeps firing. You have to squeeze the trigger each time and then it fires. If you banned all semi-automatic weapons, what would you be left with?
Muskets, single
bolt action
rifles.
Which bolt action can be more deadly.
100%,
because
definitely
more
accurate.
Exactly.
Absolutely, but.
Semi-automatics, just a Glock handgun. That is a semi-automatic. Most of the time, there are some that are not. But most of the time, they are semi-automatic.
Well, you also have the problem with the fully automatic weapons that are out there that are grandfathered in. Yes, they're older, like the Tommy guns.
Yeah, but you still have to have a special license to own them.
You do. The government knows who they are. And not saying that the government knows where all of these automatic weapons are, the illegal ones. That's not what we're talking about. Not the Uzis that are out there on the streets in the cities and stuff.
No, because guess what? Those are illegal.
They are illegal. And I completely agree that those should be taken away whenever they're found.
Exactly. Criminals are always going to find a way to get guns. Someone who's clinically insane, if they have the means, they will get a gun.
Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't matter whether they're illegal or not, and I think that's a big misrepresentation of the firearms debate. A lot of people think that we should have no firearms at all. If you look at the statistics, if you do not own a firearm, or if you live in a place where firearms are illegal, like Chicago or Washington, D.C., the crime rate is through the roof.
I agree.
And it's because if say I want to rob somebody, I'm going to go to somewhere where I know I'm not going to get shot.
Exactly. If you really wanted to, you walked into Chicago with the firearm, who's going to stop you? You walk into a mall in Chicago and you are the only person in that mall besides law enforcement with a weapon.
Right.
And if you have a powerful enough weapon, law enforcement isn't going to do anything.
And I personally believe that's why school shootings are such an issue right now. Why people are shooting up theaters, malls. It's because they know that there are no armed civilians in these locations.
And I think there should be.
100%. I think teachers should carry.
Exactly, 100%. Teachers should carry as long as they are psychologically stable enough. Because I know some teachers, they go crazy with kids, man.
Right. Now, does that mean I think every teacher in the school should have a gun?
No. Hell no.
No, absolutely not.
Only
I think that's also
certified ones.
Well, certified ones, yes, but only ones that have the means to where they could put it to where a place where a child is not going to get it whatsoever.
Especially in a high school.
Right. I'm talking locked between 2 or 3 locks inside a desk that steal something that's going to be extremely secure. Or even if just the principal has one in his office in a safe.
I disagree with just the principal theory because I believe that there should be a firearm in at least every hallway.
Really?
Absolutely, because what if you're in like the East Wing and there's someone on the complete opposite side in the West Wing who's shooting up the school?
Right, but you could still get there faster than the police would.
But you're gonna have to weed your way through all the kids.
That's true. That is very true.
That 10 or 20 of them are already dead.
Right. That's true. You are right.
So
I guess it depends on the size of the school. I went to a very small school. I had 2 hallways.
I went to a very, very big school because I was a preschool through 12 school.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I guess that does make a difference because then you're talking about 700-800 kids.
Exactly.
I'm talking about 200 or 300 kids in a building. You're talking about almost 1,000.
Exactly. So I think every hallway, at least one teacher, and it shouldn't be something hard for the teacher to access, but hard for a student to access.
Oh, absolutely.
Which would be extremely difficult to figure out.
Like I said, behind a couple different locks.
A keyed safe.
Yeah, a keyed safe.
Bolted keyed safe.
If it's in a classroom, maybe a
or
couple different locks for
a number safe.
Right.
Because like me, I have a numbered safe.
Right.
And it takes me 2 seconds to get into it.
Yeah.
But it also has a key. 2 seconds to get into it. If something's going down, I'm not gonna just, oh wait, I need to remember my combination. No, if I forget my combination because of the heat of the moment, I'm gonna bust the key out and break into it.
Absolutely.
But no one else can.
The restrictions would be dicey, but it's something that should be talked about. It's something that should happen.
I completely agree. And I think, they should have security, armed security. If not teachers, armed security. Or veterans.
Yeah, absolutely.
I guarantee there's veterans out there that would volunteer to go stand at a school.
Yeah, more than likely. I know the school I went to now has like a rent-a-cop, whatever, like a security guard.
They're rent-a-cops, yeah.
They're rent-a-cops. He walks the 2 hallways that they have.
Is he armed though?
He is.
He is?
He is now.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
I think every school should have something like that. If not that, something around the area.
Right. If not an armed personnel, then at least a gun.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm glad that we agree on that.
Well, yeah. I was raised around firearms, so I know that a firearm isn't going to shoot itself. It's not going to shoot someone without me behind the gun doing so.
Now, do you think a bunch of anti-Second Amendment people don't understand the difference?
I wouldn't call them anti-Second Amendment people. I would just say they don't understand.
Yeah.
Because these people who are, against guns, I don't think they've been around them. They're scared of what they don't know.
Right.
So I feel like if you took someone out there and actually showed them what a gun is, how it works, and what it's like to actually shoot a gun at a target or at, go through like a little maze or whatever with firearms.
Right.
I think they would be more opted to go with, I think everyone should have one. Not everyone, as in like, all the crazy people, but I think everyone who is able to own a firearm should own a firearm.
Right. Well, that's what they did in, I don't know if it's Switzerland or Sweden. Somebody in the comments, please fact check me on that. But in Switzerland or Sweden, they're doing huge measures for their people. The first thing that they did was they legalized, not rifles, but semi-automatic rifles.
Like AR style rifles?
Right.
Okay.
So the government produced them, and then they gave them one to each household in the entire country. Their crime rate plummeted.
Well, yeah, you're not going to break into a house knowing that someone has an AR. There is guaranteed to be a weapon in that house.
Right.
Are you going to break into it?
100% not. And then people are like, well, you're giving the guns to people, so how do you know that they're not going to use them? Well, they're not going to use them because everybody else has one.
Exactly.
Right. They did that, and then something that I think is fantastic that they did, and it got a lot of backlash until it was proven correct. They made drugs legal. I'm not talking about marijuana. I'm talking hard drugs, crack, heroin, all of that. It's 100% free from the government. Now, the stipulations between it is you need to go to a safe space.
I saw this.
Yeah. It's almost like a clinic. You go in there, you tell them the dose that you want. As long as it's not a lethal dose, they'll give it to you.
But don't you have to do it there?
You have to do it there. You're supervised. I think now you even have to wear a monitor so they can monitor your heart rate and stuff from a different room. But you get your high. But they also give you counseling. You have to go through certain steps. You have to go to meetings to try to help you. They're trying to figure out why you're doing these drugs. Because nobody just wakes up one day and they're like, you know what, I want to shoot up with heroin. There's something going wrong. There's something going
does that.
Nobody does that. There's something going wrong in your life that makes you want to do that.
Yeah, someone's going through a hardship, or it's just there. Or they tried it once when they were a teen and then they just got hooked.
Right. So their government is really stepping forward to doing that. Their addiction has decreased, like illegal drug use, by 90%.
That's insane.
100%.
I think if
prostitution's 100% gone because there's nobody selling their bodies for drugs.
That's insane.
The crime is almost not a thing in this country. Like I said, I don't know if it's Switzerland or Sweden. Please fact check me because I don't feel like doing it right now.
I definitely think that a lot of other countries, including America, could take that and utilize it. But we have too many people in this world, in America rather, that would be like, oh, well, now you're just giving drugs away. Where is that money coming from? Where are the drugs coming from? Is our government giving drugs to people now? You know what I mean?
Well, I think that if you take the money that we spend on the war on drugs, quote unquote, and fighting these big cartels and different places that these drugs come in, if you give it away for free, you're undercutting them 100%. They're not going to exist anymore in this country. So then you don't have to use the funds for the war on drugs. It's going to be much cheaper to produce these drugs and set up the clinics and stuff like that than it is to spend time for agents, and then those agents can spend their time doing things that would better the country and actually protect it.
I completely agree. I completely agree with that, man. I do think that the war on drugs is a hoax. Yeah. That is a very bold statement for anyone to say, but I feel like the government actually has an agreement with these people because these big semis full are nothing compared to what the drug cartel has.
Yeah, no, not at all.
And the people fighting the legalization of marijuana is Big Pharma.
Yeah.
And in these...
tobacco companies.
Well, definitely. Yeah, tobacco companies, of course. But also the cartels.
Yeah.
I feel like they are helping fund the fight to keep it at bay because... how much money are they going to lose whenever they have nothing?
Have you ever watched Murder Mountain?
I have not.
It is on Netflix. For anybody that hasn't watched it, free advertisement for you, Murder Mountain. It's fantastic. It follows a story of Humboldt County, which is where 80% of the marijuana in the United States is produced.
Okay.
One county in Northern California. What this place used to be was like a safe haven for hippies. In the 70s, hippies went up there, 60s, they went up there, and they just wanted to grow their marijuana, be left alone, live on a commune, peace and love, hippie stuff. Which by the way, 100% not against. You do you. Your body, your life, your right. Do whatever you want to do with it.
Exactly.
So they went up there, and then the drug war started.
Okay.
And it's called CAMP, was this agency. They came in and they started cutting down the marijuana plants and invading these people's homes, taking their stuff, kicking them out. And what that did was the nicer, kinder-hearted hippies that wanted to go up there and just live free left. And that left the more hardened criminal drug people. And then after camp started hitting them harder, the drug growers and the drug dealers just became more ruthless and more ruthless. And that's why it's called Murder Mountain, because now it's one of the most dangerous places in America.
Is that a fact? Like,
yeah.
Is it? Wow.
Yeah, you go up there, there's missing posters everywhere from people that go up there. They just want to make a quick buck, like trimming the leaves, helping produce the marijuana. They want to start their own grow. They just want to get away from society and the problems, whatever it is. They go missing because they get caught up in this drug war. People don't want to pay them, so it's easier to kill them, and it's ridiculous. And it was all started because of camp.
That's insane.
The drug war,
which is really the drug cartel.
Yeah, right. It started because the government came in and forced the kind-hearted hippies out, not saying that they're the 100% the reason for the problems in America today, but it definitely didn't help.
I agree. A lot of people that actually smoke weed in today's world are some of the nicer people that you'll meet.
100%. And not that I can attest to this, but from what I understand, smoking marijuana isn't like what most conservatives or people that absolutely will not try it is like. From what I understand, you're not going to smoke and then go hold up a bank. You're not going to smoke and then go kill people.
No, you're going to smoke. You're going to go get a bag of Cheetos. You're going to sit on the couch and you're going to watch some Adventure Time.
Right. You might go kill a bag of chicken nuggets.
Exactly.
But really, I don't understand what the big deal is with people anymore.
I'm not sure. People are anti-marijuana because they haven't tried it. They don't understand it.
They don't understand it.
People are anti-guns because they don't understand it. Yeah, it's something that can kill you. Well, spoons can kill you because of obesity in today's world.
Right.
There's a ton of different things. Electricity can kill you, yet you're staring at a computer screen or a phone right now. A phone can explode at any second with the lithium-ion batteries.
Right. I mean, not saying that you have a dangerous bomb in your pocket. Your phone's probably not going to blow up people.
It depends on which phone you have. We did have that one phone last year.
Was it Nexus? It was a
Samsung.
No, it was a Note. It was a Note.
Yeah, right. That was a walking time bomb. Anything can happen at any point. Why are you just not going to understand something? We understand phones, and one became a bomb.
Right. I think that's another major problem with America is that we just want to focus on one thing. If you hear a trigger word like gun or Second Amendment or bomb or marijuana or homosexual, transgender, any of these huge trigger words, people automatically shut down. People don't want to have a debate. They just want to tell you their side of it.
And they don't want to hear facts or hear the person who is, for guns or is homosexual. They don't want to hear that side of their story.
No, absolutely not. And that's the biggest problem. We don't listen. We just want to get our opinion out. But I think that we're a lot more connected than people realize. You just have to open your ears. Our opinions aren't that different. Right, absolutely.
Because, listen, I'm straight. I'm a gun owner. I'm 100%, flying the American flag everywhere I go. But I'm open-minded enough to hear other people's opinions and understand why they sit where they do on their opinions. Right. I'm curious to know, why do you believe this or why do you believe that? Did something happen to you as a child to make you be that way? To hate guns? Did you have a scare? Or, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Just without getting political, because we absolutely will not get extremely political on this show. We try to stay right in the middle. We're very neutral.
Exactly.
But that being said, me personally, I'm independent. I agree with some things that Trump says. Some things that he says I think is the most idiotic thing I've ever heard. Yeah. But some things that he's done I think is brilliant. Yeah. Some things that Bernie Sanders, who is running as a Democrat, but we all know is more on the socialist side, I think he has good ideas. He has good
Yeah.
points on some things, noting on free education and things like that. I think, okay, I can't lie. I don't think Joe Biden has any good ideas.
No, I don't.
I don't. We'll stay away from that one.
Yeah, I think everyone just is like, oh yeah, he's not gonna make it.
Yeah, but with the problems in today, I think we need to focus less on who's running for president.
And
it
more
needs
about
to be
the ideas.
It needs to be more about the ideas. It needs
Like,
to be less of a popularity
I don't
contest.
care if you're Republican. I don't care if you're Democrat. I don't care what you are. Give me some good ideas and tell me what ground you're going to stand on so I can, have something to vote for. If you say one thing that is really good, but the bad that comes out of your mouth is twice as bad, like, no, I'm not voting for you.
Right, exactly.
But if you have more good than bad, you're willing to actually do something to better this country,
yeah,
then I'll absolutely vote for you as long as the bad is minuscule. And I don't care if you're running it in the popularity contest, as we say it, for the elections. I don't care what other people say. Oh, this guy did this in his past. It's his past. It's not his present.
right. And somebody shouldn't be held up for something that they did 20 years ago in college or something that they said 20 years ago.
Yeah,
we're
words
constantly
are words.
changing. Right.
Words are words.
Words are words. I mean, you should be held to your words, but people are constantly changing. If I told you today that tomorrow I'm going to go to Walmart and buy you a pack of Oreos, that's a promise that should be upheld. But if I said
agree.
20 years ago that, hey, I'm going to try to come to your house tomorrow, you're not going to sit at your house and wait for me.
No, I mean,
20 years later.
20 years ago, I would have probably done other things until you was like, hey, dude, I'm coming over. You know what I mean?
Right.
I would have done other things until that time. I'm not going to, just focus my whole day on sitting in a chair and waiting.
Yeah, no, there's a huge difference in people change.
Exactly.
That's the main point we're trying to get across. People change, and things change. History in the past 20 years has been ridiculous. We're so technologically advanced compared. 20 years ago, I was watching The Lion King on a VHS. Now I can watch it without any physical copy of anything. I could just go on my smart TV and look up Lion King.
Or you could just pull it up on your mobile tablet or your phone.
Right. It's ridiculous. But technology is definitely a subject for a future podcast.
Yeah, that's a whole podcast.
Yeah, we will cover technological advances in the future. But before we take off, we do have a quick advertisement from the Crazy Wacky Cyanide Emporium that we are going to go ahead and give you now.
In like 0.2 seconds.
0.2 seconds.
Just so you guys know, this is focused on inflatable cows.
Come down to Wacky Crazy Cyanide Emporium for all your cyanide needs. Because of a mix-up with the Puerto Rican government, Wacky Crazy Cyanide Emporium now has 137 metric tons of cyanide, and we're bringing it to you for one low price. Guys, are you sick of performing espionage with no plan B if you're caught? Well, at Wacky Cyanide Emporium, your plan B is only one capsule away. It's located off of State Route 37 near the giant inflatable cow. And with that being said, guys, we are going to head out, and we will have another podcast for you coming in a couple days, probably next Sunday. Absolutely next Sunday. Not sure what the topic's going to be yet, but I will keep you informed on Twitter. Make sure that you like and subscribe to our channel. Go on our Twitter. Make sure you follow us. Instagram, follow us. All the links are going to be in the description.
And we do have the merch store opening up. Right. We do have a couple items in there. If you guys, want anything with our logos on it, or just let us know what you're looking for. Let us know in the comment section below, or shoot us an email and let us know what you're looking for. So, without further ado,
this is Bo Buck
and Mad Dog
signing out.